Hello, 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 everyone. It is GleeCon, and I am here again, bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. And just wanted to say thanks for tuning in, for clicking and watching this video. This is one in the series of my World of Warcraft Classic walkthrough. This show Lore of Warcraft. We try to cover everything, so when we play the games, we play every single quest, every nook and cranny on both factions in the game. And then when we're not doing that, we're reading all the little non-canon and canon lore alike, and we've been doing it for years. So, stay a while and listen. As we take Gleek and Soul, we have wrapped up Tanaris and we've ran Zul'Farrak, and now there's a couple things you can do after you finish Zul'Farrak. Most of them both take place in the hinterlands. Both are difficult, and both we are going to get after right now. So we need to summon the Spider God. Now that's going to require us to actually... We figured out the name of the Spider God by reading this tablet at the first boss in Zul'Farrak. Then you have to go down to the bottom of Durotar to Senjin village. Nothing you can do there, you have to walk. So we're going to do that. And then that will give us the next quest. So ultimately we're going to have to come back here again. We are going to have to make a trip over to the Eastern Kingdoms at some point, because the egg, we have to do the Ancient Egg. We did that quest on our Alliance character. You have to get to the top of Jentha Allure. We can do that, even if we die once or twice. And then when there, we have to make it to the back of the cave. That's going to probably be a corpse run, unless we can get a partner. So we'll start advertising that when we're a little closer. This quest right now, the Ancient Egg, also going to most likely need a partner. You have to summon Shadra. We could potentially try to survive that. You need to, like, you can solo it as a druid, because you can back Shadra way up and just spam Moonfire and Entangle. That's pretty much the OP way to solo anything as a druid. That's what makes them just about the best PvE class there is. We could try to get creative with uses of Frost Shock and Earthbind Totem. That's about it. Maybe if we lowered the cost of those things, but even then, and then maybe hit him with like Searing Totem. So I'm trying to think bang for buck. I hope we're not going to have to do that, but maybe we can do some of the math if we want. Since we're just wasting time, sort of, not wasting time, but walking down a ways. And we're going to have to fly. We're going to have to hearth back, take the Zep over, then fly over to the hinterlands, then walk our way back up over to those two things. That one's going to be harder to solo, so that's where we really have to start cranking the math. We're going to hope that we can get an ally to do both of those with us. Once we're done with that, we're going to fly down to the Badlands and turn in our dragon scale leatherworking, so that will officially unlock our spec, which is going to be cool. And we have some leather. Got a little bit, I guess not that much, but we're pretty close. Like, we're still making thick leather out of heavy. Kind of, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. What do we, yeah, the Scorpid scale and Turtle scale, they're just too expensive to make. I don't want to make those. So it's pretty much the Nightscape boots are still the best. And that's 16 thick leather each. So yeah, I guess we have enough for 2. And with 7 left over. And then we can make 7 more thick leather. So we're still a couple thick leather short. I don't know what we have to be at to be able to use the rugged leather. Maybe 255? Not sure. 251 didn't cut it. 255, 260. So I guess that's what I was waiting on to just see. We're going to get a couple recipes when we pick up the dragon scale leatherworking. There's a couple you can learn. Alright, so we made it down to Senjin village, and we're going to tell them that we now know the spider god's name. We learned it. It is Shadra. I don't know if calling it a spider god is really, I guess it's a pretty humongous spider. It's pretty dang huge, so they reuse a similar model in Burning Crusade, and it's also freaky and imposing.
Ah, Elorthano Shadra.
Mm.
Speak this name only in whispers, for its utterance carries much weight in the realms of the spirit. I will put it to parchment and create for you a spell of summoning.
Now the downside is if you fail this, you have to come back here.
And read it at the altar of Shadra Alor, deep within the Witherbark realm in the hinterlands. This will summon Shadra the Spider God.
Alright, we're going to hearth back to Durotar at least, so we do not have to walk there. Yeah, if you summon the spider and fail, you've burned this. That's the only downside. Or that's a huge downside. So you really want a team or at least one druid. Alright, so now we need to go get on the Zep. While we're waiting for the Zeppelin, we'll update our spreadsheet. We've almost completed it. On the very next episode, I don't think it'll be tomorrow. I have another work thing in the evening tomorrow. So probably the next day, probably Tuesday. I may do an episode tomorrow, but it might be, I'll flip it. It might be, where's my Lore of Assassin's Creed? I do a Patreon show, Lore of Assassin's Creed. I try to put one of those out a week. Let's look at where I'm at on my sheet there. I'm on to playing Bloodlines, so that's going to be a longer one too. So if I make an episode tomorrow, it'll be a short. Which, let's see where we're at on that one. I started watching the X-Men Disney. Oh, I just missed the Zeppelin, so we have a minute to do this research, to start working on the math, to update the spreadsheet. So we have a few things that can occupy our time, and if we really get to flying around, I'm pretty sure there's still a few level 50 quest lines we haven't read about for classes that we're not playing. And it's really, you don't miss almost any lore by doing it that way, so it's pretty cool. It's not like later expansions. This is not even the right end. It's this guy, where he's spinning. That's actually pretty cool. Jumping and spinning around. Okay, so there we go. So let's look. This is another sheet I use a lot. I just did the Moon Guard as a short last time. I just wanted to check this out. Yep. So next time it'll be another short. We'll be doing an introduction to the High Elves. So yeah, it'll be a short one. Then after that, it'll be kind of longer-ish ones where it's I'm doing some of the Fables. It's a book series we started before, a non-canon Fable series. So yeah, if an episode comes out tomorrow, it's probably going to be the short. Then the next day, we'll start our next zone, which is Searing Gorge. So, looking forward to that. I'm getting very close to finishing Feralis on my main characters. You look at the Feralis quests. I'm right near the end. I just haven't... I've been working a lot, even from home. So, the 60-hour weeks are really slowing me down. I actually had a shout-out when I was talking in general chat the other day, where someone was like, you know, I was just wondering where you've been lately. So, I've got myself a little bit of celebrity. Or they were effing with me. All right, so let's do the spreadsheet. We just did the Spider God. We finished it off. Okay, so that's cool. And then that allowed us to pick up Summoning Shadra. So we only have 3 quests. Summoning Shadra, which is the real... That's the actual collection of the beast. And then we have to turn the Venom into... the Undercity. I guess you bring the actual Venom to the Terran Mill, and then from there you go, and then we'll have to do the Ancient Egg. I'm, again, less worried about the Ancient Egg. That's just a matter of time. It is it's the Shadra. So let's do the math, I guess, on... First of all, if we really wanted to, so I could minimize Frost Shock down to its lowest spell level. So if we took an Elemental, took our Frost Shock to rank 1, still slows the movement speed for the same amount. So the effect is what we would want. But it would drop it down to a 115, so it would cut the price in third. Alright, we are rocking a total of 3,000 mana. And there's very little we can do because we can't sit in one space. There is an Earthbind Totem. It lasts 45 seconds. But you have to keep the mob within 10 yards. So you'd need to find a spot where you could sort of run circles around something. And there is one little pillar spot you can do, but you would have to be creative. I'd want to do a little bit of research. And then I just would rely on Searing Totem. So this lasts for 50 seconds. Pretty good. And it says it repeatedly attacks. I don't know how often it attacks. We'd have to look up how quickly it procs. Let's say it procs and we're lucky once every 5 seconds. Then that's 10 blasts of up to 45. So there's a 12. So somewhere 39. So it's going to do close to 400 damage for every proc. Not to mention 8 seconds in this span of 50 seconds. So you're going to have at least 6 casts of Frost Shock in that same span. So in the level 1, so that's going to be approximately 600 damage paired up with our, what did I say, around 400 damage. So in this time, for the cost of 700 mana, we would be doing, oh, my wife must be home. We'd be doing around 900, plus we'd be dropping this. That's about the same amount, 45 seconds. So we're up to around 700 mana for 900 damage. Now, if I remove the Frost Shock out of the equation, then we're very slowly doing 400 for every like about 200 damage, a little bit off. The problem is with that, you've really got to get a system going where you can endlessly run circles around this guy. And if that's the case, your mana regeneration will kick in after 5 seconds, and we would easily blow past that. We'd have mana in case we needed to heal. I'm just a little scared because what would we do? All right, so instead, rather than trying to get all Galaxy Brain on that, let's just say we need the Ancient Egg and Summoning Shadra. Oh, why did it go nowhere? Oh, I'm way down there. I just hadn't seen it. So there we go. We have time to get some tuna with no crust for breakfast. That's a tuna sandwich with no crust for breakfast. That's sick. All right, so we are going in. Now, I guess we could do some research. It's pretty tough. The one thing about Undercity, it's like, do I mount up on my Kodo? Because I can't fit through half the doors getting into Undercity if I want it. I'll just keep spamming that, looking for help with those 2 quests in the event that we get some assistance. Yeah, Summoning Shadra, it is a 55 quest. You can do it. You can. And we are level 54. It's not that crazy for us to try to do this quest. But to try to solo it is another beast entirely. I made it through the doors. That's cool. Can I get into the elevator? We're gonna find out right now. I don't think so. Oh, there's like a little gap on it. Alright, so I'll make a macro for spamming for help when I get on the flight path right now.
How may I be of service?
And let's go.
Watch your back.
I'm doing a South Park joke. I said, "Me love you long, Tim," which is a classic old South Park episode. Those who know will get it. It's like Cartman using his type to speech. Funny. All right. Let's look up summoning Shadra and start looking into a world where we might have to solo this at this level. I'm not optimistic. You could 100% do it with a druid. Easy peasy. So this person... Yeah, see if we fail. If we fail... Soloed as a luck, fear and daughter. Yeah, see if you could do that. So there's another one. Yeah, the feral druid. I did that path. Soloable as a rogue. Crippling poison. Oh. So just and deadly poison procs. So just hit him with crippling and deadly, and then so basically kite and dot. Oh, a druid. Soloed. Soloed as a hunter. I kited her back to Ravantusk. So, kiting is what they're suggesting. Okay. So, kiting her back to Shadra. Using level 1 Frostbolt, kited all the way to Ravantusk. There we go. Alright, so kiting her to Ravantusk, if I can't get an aid, is what we're going to do. Alright, I don't... And let's see what we got. See, but now at least I have a plan for both. Now I have a plan. Gentha lore, like I said, we can try to death. It's a little bit harder because I don't have... I'm going to try this kite method. Maybe if I could just do that. But if I fail, then then I have to go all the way back, and I do not want to do that. So, okay, let's go for the ancient egg first. Yeah, they're just saying you'll need a real group for that. But no, I've soloed as a... I don't know if I was 54, I might have been 55 or 56. Alright, so I guess we're going to go for Ancient Egg first, because that one we can just die and res as many times as we need. So we're going to go to the top. I'm a little bit sketchy about the way that you do it. So let's look at the ancient egg. So now that I've thought about this kite plan, okay, we're gonna. This is bad that we can't get help. I'm a little bit lame. I'm a little bit lame. The ancient egg. So let's see what people say here. We've read this one on this episode on this show before. Okay. Yeah, this is just soloed as a priest. Horse trained to the cave, died. Resed in the little nook. They feared. They feared the caster. As a rogue, stealthed. In the room is a nook. Okay, so we're going to try to follow this person's instruction when... Yes, they did it as a mage. So you can do it. So we have somebody that's willing to try this Shadra. I mean, they're 57. So this thing is a beast. I don't know where they're at. We'll wait for them to come up. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to the level 1 Frost Shock, just so I can hit it for slows. Should probably be using a lot of these like level 1 versions of the utility anyway. Kind of dumb the way I do them. Yeah, the trick is that we need to not aggro other stuff. We both need it. Okay. But yeah, it's a 57 mage. Maybe how much life does old Shadra have? No, I must have went past it. All right, so I guess I'm not as worried about that. So we are going to try this one. So we just have to see if we can single target focus it down. And we'll just get all the buffs and everything that we can possibly get going. I'll do some Nightfin soup so my mana is coming back repeatedly. We We need to put that mallet of Zul'Farrak in the bank. I do not have any mana potions. That's unfortunate. I have some health potions. I can use that in a pinch. Yeah, I mean, luckily we're high enough level between the two of us, because they're even higher than me, that we can not aggro these guys very much. So that's good. They have a scroll too. Alright, I'll keep broadcasting. And just see if anyone wants to come help us. But I've done this twice. No. I've done it on my druid. And I think I've helped others, but I think I mostly helped on my druid. I don't know how much of a help it'll actually be. So I'll wait for them to get here. Clear the little area around it. Okay, I'll drop this. Start clearing some of these spiders out for fun. Not for fun, just really for safety. Okay. And we will drop the stone totem and all that good stuff. When it gets there, okay, I got the little babies come out. Ding dong babies. Alright, we just wanna invaders were under attack. That's that PvP quest we did. Okay, so I'm just kind of clearing some spiders out along the way. They're flying to the flight path and then they'll land. That time it didn't even... Oh, there was a little baby there. Okay. So I'm just trying to clear some of these dudes. And I'm not worried about my life or resources because I'm gonna... Now, if we mess it up, that's just par for the course. It's what's gonna happen. Not a lot we can do. If it gets screwed up, it gets screwed up. Yeah, we'll get this little guys here too. These stupid brood guards. Now, they might not help me with the ancient egg, and again, then we'll just have a death run to get to that. Yeah, that is what it is too. I'm not even going to use my resurrection on that one. Slow behind with my hammer. Okay, let's clear this guy, and then now at least we've kind of cleared around the lake as they land and will make their way to us. We can buff up, they can make their gems. What do I have? I don't really have a lot of buffs, I guess. I don't. I can do my night fin suit. That's it. That's all I really got. Okay. Cool. Is there anybody else that I want to... Sometimes a rare troll will spawn in the vicinity. But I don't see one. Okay. I'm going to wait till right before they get here. There's not a lot I can do. I'm typing that we're high enough level. We shouldn't aggro it. Many ads. Him or her better than me. Pyroclastic. So now with 3, we might be able to actually do it. I just saw them. They disappeared. Maybe they went up there for the thing. Let's see, since they're right here, if they want to help this 52 rogue. Right, so... Okay, now with 3, we might be able to just do it normal with totems and heals. So the mage is about to be here. Alright, I'll go ahead and drop this on just in case. And I am going to Wind Fury weapon myself. We'll see. Okay, so I'll make a totem spot that they can... I'll wait and find out where they're going to go. I'll do an anti-venom, an anti-poison totem. Alrighty. I think I'll be good to use the Nightfin suit now. Because it's 10 minutes for blessing. Cool. And here comes the mage. They have a priest. Alright, so... Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put an anti-poison totem down. I'm going to go with air, defense. Okay. Alright, so they supposedly have a scroll. Alright, so we are summoning the spider god here. And we are going to...
I'm out of range.
We're going to go bust it over here. Let's see what we have. So I'm going to see if my threat can Let's get off of this. Okay. Okay. Oh, nice. We are roasting that bad boy. Oh yeah, we got it.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Alright, so that was pretty good. We whooped the butt on that one. Now this one we could probably death it. If anyone wants to help, that would be cool. So I'm just letting them know, like, with the mage we can easily 2-man it. Alright, so I'm gonna go for the ancient egg. No, I'm not gonna do that. It's quicker to just walk to Terran Mill from here. So it looks like I'm gonna be losing. But also it's quicker to walk. Alright, so now I'm just gonna see if I can get help with just this one. Just to make it a little bit easier. But we did, I was a little bit worried about that one, but that was pretty good with that team that we had. Pretty cool. Alright, so this one, I'm pretty certain we're gonna die, but we're gonna read that. I have corpse hopped my way back into the egg before. Then it's just a matter of doing it right. You can just get those guys the exact right way. It's possible. And then whatever. Then we can take res sickness and do whatever we need to do. I'm not super duper worried. We're going to have to go all the way back. We have to go to Terran Mill. That's really not that hard. It's quicker to walk there than it would be to Hearth to Undercity and fly. And then we will fly down to the Dragon Scale Leatherworking. But I'm good. We've already completed half of what would potentially cause us difficulty, and because of the one and done mistake factor behind it all, that was definitely the trickier one. This one we can brute force our way through. We got lucky to happen to see a rogue that was just standing nearby, and we took that bad boy out. A 3-man. So as you saw, a 3-man party, a 52, a 54, and a 57. Mage, rogue, and me with a little bit of heals and enhance. And that mage really bursted it down on damage, with the rogue adding in their 2 cents. But if you can't find allies, it looked like we found a good research path that was showing us the viability of kiting it all the way to Ravan Tusk. So we're going to leave that. Oh no! I need to reopen that. That is an important tab. History, classic. There we go. Yeah, that's an important one that I'm doing. This is part of my run. I haven't been able to play lately, but I'm right down here. I go in order by level. I'm on Revenge of Gan. I just finished that last night. I'll do the second step of it. All right, so now comes the run to the top. If we can make it to the top without needing a res, that'd be great. Okay, so we are actually, I think, a pinch higher level than we were when we did this on our Paladin. So the chances of us aggroing mobs are a little better. We're a little better off. Like right now, I don't even think we're aggroed anything. Okay, now we have to go up. Yeah, the aggro radius, just the extra level or two that we are, is really helping. Okay, we're gonna pull someone right here, so we might as well just go ahead and suck it up and pull. That what you don't want to happen is to pull everybody right there. So just pick a lane and pull if you know you're gonna pull. Same thing right here. Just pick a lane and pull. My lightning shield is actually gonna make the aggro stay. Now right here we can maybe thread the needle. They don't seem to be aggroing us very far. So pretty good. We grab that guy. Here's where we are. I'm just gonna release. I don't want to use reincarnation. That was bad luck. We got dismounted right at the start of that cluster of dudes right there. If we had even taken a couple hits, but it was right when there was like 6 guys. So an unfortunate hit that dismounted us. Typically, you can get up. If you get lucky, you can get to the top, as we did on our Ret Pally. The Ret Pally has the benefit of the bubble. The bubble makes stuff like that so much easier. We just don't have that. You could try to do Stone Claw. But we made it. We did pretty good. We just have to res in a smart spot. And I didn't want to res right there with reincarnation and waste my reincarnation for the rest of this episode, when it might actually behoove us to have it in the... I did waste my nature swiftness, but whatever, that's a 3-minute cooldown. Okay, so we did make it up the first tier, very small. We made it up the second tier. I believe we made it up the third tier too. So we did pretty good. We were on the penultimate tier. Once you get to the top, it's a lot more wide open spaces too. So it's... We were really so close. We would have had to make it right around the bend and go up those stairs, and then we're pretty much home free. So unless I do a bad job picking a res spot, we are probably good where we'll make it to the cave. Since I'm already a little bit committed to the dying at this point, not committed, but since it has already occurred, it's really just the reincarnation is just for saving us time on a res. There's our body. So, yeah, see right there's a safe res spot. That's not a safe res spot. Alright, so we need to go like right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and eat this up. A little heal. Cool. Don't care that much about the mana. Alright, so we need to go right up the hill right here. Okay, so we were going to get hit by 1. But now we can just go boom boom right up to the tip top. That's why this is an easy... If you're getting up this far, there is a dude there, but who cares about him? Alright, and we could probably leave him in the dust. We can get it without aggroing her. Cool. Alright, I think we've left him in the dust, and now we're at the entrance to the cave. So these are elite wolves. I do not want to mess with them. And they're 50s. Alright, so this is potentially a spot where we're going to end up dying again. Okay. Just got hit with some stuff. Okay, I don't... Again, this is not a good spot for reincarnation. Because I'll reincarnate, take 2 steps, and instantly die. So, not worth it. I'd rather do a full-blown corpse hop here. I don't love doing this. If I could have my choice, this is not how I would play. I would just go through here. And we could potentially... I mean, it would be hard, but I could slowly but surely fight my way through this cave. It's just not worth it. And even like corpse, even like hearthing or astral recalling when this is all done. But we are already, this is now our 2nd death. We're already in the cave, and we've gone to the first major intersection of the cave. If we can find ourselves in a spot where we just had a bad, like where we aggroed a dude and we didn't want to, and we pulled him a little bit away from his allies, there is potentiality we could get into a good spot where reincarnation might be worth it. What I would like to do is get right behind that egg and save my reincarnation for that. But then we're going to have to really look at... I want to be close and careful. Anyone want to give me a free super fast run through Shadowfang Keep? I mean, you never know. Someone might do it. Once you get yourself to level 60 and you start feeling like, yeah, I could probably solo some of these dungeons. I think on my mage, I could solo some. My mage is 56. But I'm a frost mage, so I've got blizzard, and I've spec'd myself into some ways that would allow me to do boosting type things if I needed. I would never do it unless it was like to help someone for free. So not boosting per se, or carrying through a dungeon. But then I would need to learn the pulls, and I'd need to do some research on that. Alright, so back into the cave we go. Most likely we're going to get at least one more death. It's a little bit annoying. Now when we enter that final tunnel that leads to where the bosses for the eggs are at, that is a little different. Alright, so all I did was make it into the entrance. But the entrance is the hardest spot. Once you can get... Oh, dude. Yeah, see, if I can get, like, pretty deeply right here. And then res myself. This is not too bad. I'm aggroing that guy. Alright, we're gonna have another death out of this. Okay, I'm gonna get myself ready for the insta-heal. Okay. See what I can do here. See how far I can get. Oh. See now, even if I reincarnate, she's gonna aggro onto me. And I'm so close to the end. I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather save that reincarnation to reincarnate right behind. So this is annoying. This is going to cost us money because of all the repair costs, but I want to keep my gear on so that I'm a little bit more I answered my wife. I didn't see her text. She texted me 20 minutes ago when she got home asking me if I fed the dogs, but I did not. I took them out again before I started this video. It's a little late for them to eat breakfast, but I didn't want them to eat and be all wild when there was no one out there to watch them. So we might be able to pull it off after this. So we're gonna run in. We're gonna die, but we can queue up if we can just die in the right spot. Then we'll be okay. We can just get it to where we can use this nature's swiftness. I can just get myself rezzed in a spot where I can heal, then make a run, queued up with another nature's swiftness. If we can get that whole thing like I just did, then all I'm trying to do this time is set myself up behind the egg so that I can res. Before we even do it, we're going to do some research here and find out what this person said. So ideally, this is the last corpse run we have to do. Yeah, this is... I don't recommend it. This is if you're desperate like me where no one is offering to help you. But after this, after we complete this, it's really just a matter of traveling for us. It's going to be... Oh, I guess if we're at Vervantas rather than walking, we can fly from there to Hillsbrad. That'd probably be faster whenever we get our corpse sickness. What am I doing? I don't even know. Came up here and then turned around like I'm gonna... I think I thought I was one tier higher than I was. I saw these things. Alrighty. We did not get the privilege of saving Sharpbeak because we're Horde. Instead, we got to kill Shadra. Shadra, Lord. Which is pretty cool. That's kind of an iconic... You know that things are iconic if you've played the World of Warcraft board game, and they're included. The hinterlands are 100% included in that board game. It's actually only like the top half of... Like, I think the board game is just this. Like, this part of the map. Pretty sure. I know there's Silver Pine. Oops, wrong way. I know there's hinterlands. Pretty sure there's a Wrathy, but yeah, that's all I think it really is. Maybe it extends to the top of... Yeah, we still have to get down there. Okay, so I was wrong. We are going to most likely need a little bit more help. Okay. So I can get here. I do have my stuns ready to go. Okay, so I am gonna need... Okay, so we'll slow them down. Alright, so I do want to get over here. Yikes. Right back here. We'll die right here. Okay. Alright, let's look at the research here. What it says. Alright. So, label it first. I'll label it A, first chick, B, second chick, 3, C, third chick. Well, mine are not chicks, but let's call it, I don't know what we have. That's A, and then the red could be second and the blonde is third. Got it. Okay. In the room, towards the wall, looking across, Chick B walks awfully close to the egg. Okay. Let's see. Right there. Then moves towards... Looks like they're merging with Chick A. So, Chick B walks close to the egg. So let's see. So the second one walks really close to the egg and then moves... Oh, I guess that's it. Yeah, so he's really close. Then he moves towards her. Oh, yeah, look. It's like they merge. Awfully close. Okay, right there. He's going to merge. So I guess that's the spot we're talking about when they're on that side. So when Chick B moves away from the egg and towards, that's when you accept your corpse, click on the egg. Okay. So after he moves, and then this one starts moving. Yeah, they merge. They get close. Yeah, it's like they're alternating. So basically, because I'm on this side of the hill, I don't think they'll aggro onto me. I just need to wait until they're on that side, and if not, we'll replan this out. Okay, so as soon as they start going, boom. Oh no. Oh no! I got it just in time. Okay. Talk about close. That was with me. But look, I was an idiot. I botched it. I rezzed the backward facing from it and then had my hand on the wrong part of the keyboard. I did that as awkwardly as I can and I still pulled it off. So that's it. And then the good thing is when she notices you, she stops and starts casting Shadow Bolt. So that buys you another couple seconds before her men or women start aggroing on to come to you too. So as long as you're like halfway through your looting by the time they notice you, and I would have been even better than that. Alright, so durability is bad. I gotta go. We gotta repair while we're here. We're gonna fly to Hinterlands to turn in the egg. Whew, that was cool. How long did this take us so far? Alright, so we're at just about an hour, which gives us time to turn in, wrap up, well, porting, all that good stuff. I'm not gonna port, I'm not gonna hearth because I don't want to go back to Orgrimmar right now. We want to go to Hinterlands. If I want to find the repair guy here because it's a little bit more annoying in the Hinterlands. I mean in the
If it's broke, Slacktree can fix it.
almost 2 gold. Now turning in, that's about 20 silver, 25. I could cook the spider meat. I'll save that. Okay, pretty sure I did all my cloth everywhere. I'm fairly certain I did that. Yeah. So I can make these heavy mage weaves to help me level up my first aid. I guess I'm sitting on those probably from having run Zul'Farrak yesterday, and then hopefully that will help me a little bit. But yeah, I'm still about 1.5 gold down. Either way, I've lost the money. Yeah, now we'll just keep making heavy mage weave bandages all the way to 300 most likely, because rune cloth we're going to be saving up for those turn-ins. So yeah, even though heavy mage weave is now green, I'm pretty sure you can still take it all the way to 300. I don't think it ever turns yellow. And then we'll get a 290. I think we can get heavy rune cloth. So maybe there's a small world where we need to do that, but not really where to see. We're still at.
If it's broke, Slacktree can fix it.
And that's pretty much a gold we made back from that. So that's good. Oh, we don't need the thick spider silk. Let's double check that one. Actually, you know what? At this point, double check it on the way. So we are still down, you know, like at least 60, 70 silver. This was an expensive experiment or whatever, but we are doing it. We are completionists, and it doesn't matter the cost. For a second, I thought he was gone. I was like, what? Did they come out and kill just him? Alright, over to Terran Mill. And now let's look up that thick spider silk. I don't know if I need that as a leather worker or not. I know you can, like, auction house it off, but so reagent for 8 things only. There is a leatherworking thing, the swift boots. That's cool. It gives you like a little sprint, but it has a 1 hour cooldown. It's like a rogue sprint with spirit. That's what makes it weird. So they're literally, I guess maybe PvP boots or something like that to get yourself an extra sprint. And then the Gnomish Engineer can make nets with it. That's pretty decent. And then, of course, there are some... So I will save it. We do need it for that one recipe, and I'd rather have it than not need it. All right. Pretty good, pretty good. We need to hit the bank up. We will be hearthing back to Orgrimmar after we hit Terran Mill here, summoning Shadra. I don't think we really have quite enough time to break into some quests. Don't really want to do that. But we can look at the old Warcraft Reddit and see if there's any interesting discussions. I saw a good one the other day. You deserve paying 300 gold for a boost. This is post someone's big. That's pretty much what all of Reddit's about. People whining about boosting. I've been trying to look for people to kill the Iranian Mafia in Maraudon. Is that with the centaurs, I guess? Spamming for 2 hours. I got only one whisper telling me to be careful because they mass report and I'll get banned. That's the game we're playing. Enjoy AFKing in Orgrimmar and being afraid to kill gold sellers that destroy the game. So, what are they saying? Like, you can't even get quests from Maraudon because the boosters will block you if you even try? Well, then I'm going to get blocked and banned soon. If that happens, then you guys will know. I hope that's not the case. I just want a quest run and I will not pay gold for it. It's not going to happen. Alright. Did you get the Venom?
Sweet. You got it.
Sweet.
The Venom you gathered from the Witherbark Spider God is quite a find. I've been able to kill nearly 24 rabbits with just a drop of the stuff. Granted, some of those rabbits were very young and small enough to fit in the palm of one's hand, so I'm certain their resistance to toxins was low, but it can't be denied that this poison is powerful. I'd like a sample sent to my superior, Apothecary Farinell, in the Apothecarium of the Undercity. I am positive he would want to test this himself.
Yeah, so we gotta go to the Undercity now. I forgot about that to turn this in, so we can't even hearth back right away. We have to fly to Undercity.
Where would you like to fly to?
Undercity. Those quest rewards looked enticing. Not the robes. The robes are whatever. The shield, I'm not going to use it to replace my healing offhand item I have. That's not going to happen. But this chest piece, that's intriguing. Even though I just replaced this. Okay. Gives me almost a point of armor. I have 33 stats. This is 28 stats. So it's all strength. Stamina intellect is just a little dab of stamina intellect. So it's a pretty nice warriors one. But no, I guess I'm just going to go highest gold. None of these are very good. Yep, can't do it. Can't do it. Okay. Alright, yeah, I just don't know if that's true. I mean, they're making a good point. The other... Now, I think the... See, he says, I'm looking for people to kill the Iranian Mafia. Spamming for 2 hours. I see. So they don't mean... I thought they were making fun of the centaurs of Maraudon because they have, like, turbans or whatever. But no, now I think that they are literally just calling them the booster... Like, those are the boosters. They want people to go kill the boosters on some PvP realm. Alright, because I was saying... Man, that's a terrible state of affairs if you can't even group up to do the dungeon. So, okay, I'm going to be a little bit... Alright. I'll look at another one in a minute. We'll find another good post. Is it normal? Here's another. That's the problem with the Reddit. I really love Reddit for a lot of things, but the Reddit classic WoW community, I have to say, is pretty bad. Now, there's a WoW lore. I think maybe I should be looking at that one. That's a better one to look at. Because the classic WoW is pretty much just people complaining about the terror. No, I'm not saying they're wrong, but obviously you're screaming into the void. People have been complaining daily about the terrible bot situation in classic, and it at times it is terrible. If you play, I'm going to tell you right now, you play on Era, like I am doing, it's not that bad because they've all pretty much vacated and went to Anniversary. You go to Anniversary, holy cow! I was playing Anniversary last night with my wife, and just a whole different vibe, whole nother environment there. All right, so while we're here, we could think about picking up quests for Searing Gorge. That's Corrupted Fellwood and Goro Crater. Champion, that's Eastern Plaguelands. No. No, Goro. No. As long as we don't need one here in Undercity, I don't care about the rest. I just didn't want the seeping corruption to be... That's a Jara. Okay, good. Alright, so we'll be okay.
I'm listening.
Oh, my parcel is just poison. I'm bringing Saren or whatever the heck to him. Where is it at? I don't even see it. It's not even... Oh, there it is. Word was sent of your coming, Gleek and Soul. You have a parcel for me. Anytime I talk to Farinel, who is the name of our warlock character, a little soft spot.
Ah, very good. Leiden mentioned the poison in this parcel is the most potent he has come in contact with, and is busy working on new applications with it. With luck, we will find many. Thank you, adventurer. Your service to the Royal Apothecary Society is undeniable.
Cool, and that was 8,000 XP too, so that's pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to go here while we're hearthing. Let's go back to our spreadsheet. We have now, boom, we have completed these two. So that's great. We have completed, whoops. We've completed Venom to the Undercity and summoning Shadra. Oh, we have to turn in the Ancient Egg. Oh no! No, I forgot we wanted to go to the Dragonflight area. Crud. And the Ancient Egg is turned into Janaris anyway, not down here in Durotar. Great. That's lame. Well, crap. Well, I guess we're not going to do the dragon one on this episode. Dragon scale. I messed that up. Searing Gorge is in Eastern Plaguelands anyway. I mean, it's in the Eastern Kingdoms anyway, so we'll be in the ballpark vicinity when we start the next episode of this. So let's go to gadgets then. Yeah, if you look at where I might need to be going back here for traveling anyway. Yeah, let's look at our spreadsheet for Searing Gorge. I don't know if there's many breadcrumbs. Not for Horde. There's only neutral quests, so Horde is not strongly... Oh, and you know what? To get there, you have to go to Badlands anyway. So that's cool. So we'll just do that next time. Alright, that makes me feel a lot better. Because we're going to be in Badlands to even get to Searing Gorge the first time. Very good stuff. Alright. So we just need to fly here. So any other cool... It says... This is a post that says, is it normal for level 60s to keep farming level 30s? I don't know, and I don't care. As I'm assuming they're talking about PvP. Let's see. Warcraft lore. Will the Alliance eventually do away with the monarchy to create an Alliance Council, similar to the Horde Council? Interesting, like, in-game political question. It seems that Anduin wants nothing to do with the throne. See, I haven't really been following it, so... I'm not sure. That one I don't want to really review it because it seems like it has spoilers coming up. Did Stone Talon last night. Here we go. We've been doing this. I did the Stone Talon storyline for the first time, and I was never... Oh, they're doing it in classic Cataclysm. I was never a Garrosh fan, but and never minded, but seeing him made me feel sad. There was potential. We could have a rough yet honored war chief, but it ended up as a Hitler orc. I will say the Stone Talon storyline is the most interesting, one of the most interesting ones if you play Horde for Cataclysm. The way he's, I think he's like thrown off the cliff or something like that. Stone Talon was really good for Alliance and Horde. It was cool. I actually like a lot of what Cataclysm did. To be honest, I felt like a lot of the writing was really cool. I like Cataclysm. Miss Pandaria scared me. I thought it just seemed kind of weird, and I was already kind of in and out of the game at that point. But in retrospect, I really liked the writing for that too. Warlords of Draenor is where they screwed it up. That one, and there's still a lot of cool things. That's when they really started to introduce some cinematic moments into the game. And while the base building was a flop, and the overworld collection was ridiculous, it was like you're playing Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto. Like, it's too much. Once it gets to be too much, then it's not special. Nothing is special about the collection stuff anymore. So there's a lot of things, but they also introduced the idea of these little battleground, like open world quest objective type things. I like that in concept. There are things that are good, but Draenor, Warlords of Draenor to me is like a failed experiment overall, but you can still pick up some positive pieces and move forward. Legion, I feel like it's great storytelling, great quest line. They fixed a lot of the things, they learned a lot. The zones are cool, and you started to get some cool side races. Really like that. And then BFA, I know, is generally unpopular. Thought it was fine. I guess you could argue in hindsight the storytelling is a little weaker in BFA. And same thing, I think that's where you really start to see the game turn to this new microtransactional economy, almost. That concept of like, keep pushing you to the new games, keep pushing you. That's where they started working on the legendaries, right? Where you could boost your necklace or whatever it was. Shadowlands, yeah, a little soft. I spent a lot of time. That's one of the most expansions I was playing at my deepest, highest level of WoW. I did about 30 alts and got them to max level through Shadowlands throughout that expansion. That was, it was nothing to do with the expansion and more. I mean, that's where I was doing peak. I was running Mythic. I was never like an OG, but I was getting up to around plus 20s. In all roles, tanking, healing. I would try all my characters. So all my characters were doing some level, all my alts too. I was getting them good enough to do some of the Mythic stuff. But when you get that deep into it, then I was really daily going in and doing quests in the different little expansion areas each time. The little world where you're collecting sand for your robot or whatever. And the one before that where you're on the little extension to the mall and you're killing rares every day and blah, blah, blah. And Dragonflight, I backed off. I do enjoy the flying a lot. I thought the storyline was medium in hindsight. The extra zones did not hit you over the head in the same way with some of the grindiness that the other ones did. There were interesting achievements tied to them. They did open up and abandon some of them a little bit too fast, in my opinion. But, you know, all in all, not bad. I like they really did a good job of. It's I don't know. It's a double-edged sword of condensing and making the quests. You're just constant. You can constantly be doing something in that game, in that one, and yet the collectibles are not too bad. It's a little overkill with some of the dumb things you can find, and some of the achievements that require you to just farm treasure chests for days. That's annoying. But for treasure maps. But there is some neat stuff there, and then I haven't played the new one once. I'm waiting. I've decided to wait and play this game with y'all. So we're in a holding pattern, and at the rate that we're going, it's gonna be a while because my life has caused it to slow down so much. So we'll see if I get back to having a nice work-life balance at some point. We will see. Alright, we're going to turn in the Ancient Egg and probably Astral Recall. But anyway, so that's more of a classic. Okay, there's a general WoW. I'm sorry for Evokers. I've played Evokers some. I did get one max level when Dragonflight first came out, and then I played a second one with my wife for a little while. Trauma of Expansions. I'm watching The Remarkable Life of Ibeline. It's a tough watch. I played from 04 to 08. WoW was my second home. I made dozens of friends, had hundreds of guildmates. It and our guild forums were my online social life. So much more rich than social media. Just like the movie shows... Oh, is this a movie about Warcraft? I haven't heard of this. I made real connections, and the world of Azeroth was very much a real part of my life. When TBC came out, I was a guild master who had recently decided to start independent raiding after being part of a guild coalition. We were progressing. I was a well-regarded main tank on the server, and we still felt like we had a lot to accomplish in vanilla. When TBC hit, it killed all of that. Everything we'd focused on for 2 years was suddenly worthless. Dungeons, gear, everything. We had new raids to learn and a divide in how we wanted to approach them. That divide destroyed my guild, which I founded early in 05, and built from the ground up with a few other good friends. I mean, I have watched... I mean, the anniversary killed the guild that I'm in right now on this server.
Who you be seeing ya.
You have the Ancient Egg. I sense great forces stirring, and I fear that time grows short.
Later.
Ah, you have the egg. I bow to you, Greek and soul. Your strength and bravery will be long remembered. Alright, we'll come back for the God Hakar. We're not going to do that right now. That's a Sunken Temple quest, so we won't be doing it for a long time. Alright, so we have completed that. Woohoo! Look at this. All of the Zul'Farrak. We got another band on my spreadsheet. Done! Alright, so next time we're gonna start Searing Gorge as an Alliance character. That'll be cool. To finish our conversation here, what were they saying? Basically, when Wrath of the Lich King came out, they quit WoW. I love the game, liked TBC, built a new guild, but I couldn't go through that again. So, yeah, and this person just says, MMOs are not the best choice if you're incapable of accepting the concept of progressive content. And yeah, they're just basically like, you're right. And that's true. But there is also this element of it as well. But what can you really do? Otherwise, you're just saying, let's find a group of people who want to play the same game ad infinitum forever. Now, I would argue the timetable is too fast. That would be my only biggest complaint. Move the dev cycle from 2 years to 3 years. Open up the window of each. And I know you might lose some people that are power hungry, that just constantly want to push for the next thing and can reach the cap in those times. But to me, I think it's worth it. I would like more time, which is why I like, or create servers, allow free server transfers from in certain rings. You know, you can always go up, but you can't go down, sort of thing. Like, you can go from classic to TBC, but obviously you can't go back. And then you can spend as much time as you want, and your guild can spend as much time as it wants in each of these permanent. There should be a permanent base server like Era is right now for everything. That's my rant on that one. And we have an entire zone wrapped up and another episode in the pipe. 5x5.